All About Kids Productions is a performing arts camp for kids that finish grades 1 through 6. We teach them throughout the week drama, dance, and singing, and we basically just use that as a venue to explain to them who Christ is and further their walk. A lot of kids haven't done arts before or don't know who Christ is, and it's a great way to show them both and watch how they progress and learn and come to know Jesus.
This is our second year. The first year we've pretty much maxed out, which was unheard of. The second year we've also maxed out. I'm in charge of all the children's programs here at Faith, and when I found out about All About Kids, I said, well, I jumped on that right away because I thought it would really complement what we do here at Faith. We already have a choir, kids choir going on. You know, we have something at Christmas time, something in the spring, and the kids really seem to enjoy it, so I thought, well, a whole week of camp would be awesome.
This is my 6th year traveling with All About Kids. I started when I was a sophomore in college, and now I am an elementary school music teacher, and so I have my summers free, so I still hang around and continue doing All About Kids in the summer because I really believe in this ministry.
My name is Brian Bozak, and I started as an intern here this year for the first time.
My name is Rachel Shiflett.
My job is I work with the drama, so we have 2 dramas. I do Prodigal Son and Three Little Pigs, a version of it, a little different.
I'm Trace Forbes, and I'm theater director.
I'm Kristen Wellman, and I am the dance teacher and choir assistant.
I'm Danielle Morgan, and I am Alpha Team Artistic Lead. And this is my 6th summer with All About Kids.
Well, I've done it before with, not as a staff member, but as a volunteer at my church.
Team's really fun. They're really cool, real hyper and fun.
The kids are passionate about ministry who come, the college interns that come and work for Lamplight Artists. We've been nothing but impressed with what they've been, the servant mentality that they brought to the table. A lot of children's ministry, it's really difficult to try to find something out there that'll really happen easily. I mean, you have to reinvent something sometimes just to make it work. But here, with All About Kids, it's all done for you. They gave us a manual, they told us what we needed, put everybody into place, got the job done, and it was very simple. And as a result, the kids are more excited about worship. They're coming back to church, they're having a good time. They're even singing louder in children's church and just being more willing to be a part of the children's drama programs here. So it's been a good thing. It's actually kind of infused a little bit more life into the children's ministry.
We come in to be the lead teachers for the week, but we partner with the churches. They host us. They provide homes for us to stay in. They also teach Bible studies during the week, and they provide support during all of our classes because depending on the size of camp, we need a lot of help with classroom management.
Yeah, partnering with the church is a big help for us because there's only about 5 people on each team, and obviously we can't do that on our own. So we have a lot of volunteer staff that help. They teach Bible studies, they help with the kids, they help crowd control, and really provide just some fun times and some laughs and stuff.
Well, you help out with the kids and you just encourage them to do stuff, and you work with them and make sure they're doing the right stuff.
Our team's only there for a week, and we make connections with the kids and they remember us and we have a great time, but those people are the faces that they're going to see. A lot of kids that come to the camps, some camps we even have half of the kids that are there have never been to that church before, and so the volunteer staff are the faces that they remember when they come back and visit again, or they bring their parents.
It's just really cool to see how much the kids progress throughout the week, like to see them know a song in like one day and know everything.
And the camp director is also part of the church, and he is kind of overseeing everything, making sure it's running smoothly, and constantly talking with us. Well, it's a week-long process, and we start on Saturday afternoon by arriving to the host homes late in the afternoon. We meet our families and just kind of hang out with them on Saturday. Sunday, we go to the Sunday morning service of the church that we'll be working at for the week, and on Sunday afternoon, we work from 3 to 5 with the kids, just evaluating them, seeing what kind of skills that they have already so we can know what tracks to place them in.
We just run through a bunch of different short activities so the kids can get a taste of the camp and we can get to know each other, kids and staff.
On Monday, we'll go ahead and place them in the tracks and beginning to work with them separately and really divide them up and just begin to give them the necessary skills that they need, such as projecting their voice for drama and making sure they're facing towards the audience and expression, things such as that.
Monday through Thursday, we run kind of similar schedules. In the mornings, the children attend theater game classes where they learn about acting and play really fun games. But they learn about stage presence and projection and things like that. While doing that, they also attend a choir class where we focus on the music that we'll be performing in the show. And then we also have a group rehearsal with all of the kids on stage. We work on staging and group choreography. In the afternoon, after lunch, we have Bible study time, which is taught by people from the host church. And then we have classes in the afternoon where children are involved in small ensembles where it's either a dance or a drama or a band class where we bang on buckets and ladders and pots of pans and things, which is just a blast.
On Friday morning, we'll do one final run through and then a dress rehearsal with everything being put together, lighting and all. Friday night is the 7 o'clock Friday night show, which the church and community is invited to, and it's a really great thing to see everyone come together for it.
For half of the folks that come to our All About Kids production, half of them are from the community, half are from our church. So it is definitely an outreach to our community. I mean, we have children coming from the neighborhood that wouldn't have otherwise been here. Some didn't even come to our VBS that are coming to this.
A lot of the kids that were there didn't even go to the church though, and a lot of their parents weren't church going.
Which is another great thing about the camp, is that because it's a performing arts camp, it's you know, it's not just come here and learn about God, it's come here and learn about music.
Yeah, it brings in people who might not normally come to church, and they're like, oh.
A lot of the kids that come to the camp are not from the church. We put an ad in the paper, and a lot of their friends go to their church. There's some kids that come to our church, but a lot of them are from the neighborhood.
If you provide opportunities, kids will come out of the woodwork to at least search it out, and they'll know. Kids are curious. They want to know what they're good at, and I think All About Kids is really good at finding what the kids are good at, where they're gifted.
I get to push someone in the skit. You get to do a lot of things. You get to try everything. To act, and I'm doing a skit with 3 little pigs, and I'm Ham, and the other 2 pigs are named Glaze and Christmas, so it's Glazed Christmas Ham. I like singing and doing a lot of the acting parts.
One of my favorite stories was actually from last summer. I was in Louisiana helping run a camp down there, and one of our soloists came with a friend to the camp. We were told at the beginning of the week, this girl's not a Christian, she came with her friend. And we're like, that's wonderful, this is a great place for her to be. She got a solo in the camp, and I was the person that was working with her for solos that day. Her whole song was basically the gospel story condensed. And so I talked with her, what does this song mean? What does it mean that Jesus died on the cross for you? And by the end, she was just like welling up with tears. And I said, if you ever want to make a decision to accept Christ this week, come and find me. Because I didn't want to force that on her at that particular moment, just given the dynamics. So she came back to me while we were taking the picture the next day at camp and said, hey Brittany, can I pray with you later today? And I was like, yes.
This camp is important, I think, for the children who come because some of them are already interested in the arts and they're using them already at school or in the community, and they're using it in the secular world, and we can see how to do things that are really fun and good and cool, and we can use them to glorify God and hone skills that can be used in the church. And also you can take those skills and use them in the community, but their faith can be built up doing similar things in church, and they can take that when they go out in the community.
When you see kids and you see the way that they change and the way that they grow each week and the way that they learn about God through the arts and through something that's been taken out of the church and been so corrupted by the world, and to be brought back into the church in the way that God made it, and to see them learning about Christ through that is one of the most amazing things. And it's just so powerful that you can't stay away from it. Like, you just have to come back and tell the kids again and again and again every summer.
A couple weeks ago, a parent came up to me and asked me about dancing, and she said her little girl is just so in love with dancing and that's becoming her passion. And she looked up to me through all that, and it was just amazing to see how big of a change I made in her life just by teaching her just a few moves or just a choreography to one dance, and that it's already changed her life where she's going to go out and start learning how to dance for God, and it was really cool.
If you don't have kids thinking, what is worship all about? What does it mean to use my gifts and abilities in that arena? If you don't have any thinking along those lines, the church is going to really lose out overall, and we're going to have a hard time reaching people.
Little kids love to act, and they love to dance, and they love to sing. Like, when you see music turned on, even like 2 years old, they're going to dance, they're going to move. And so I think it really meets kids where they're at, and you kind of get into their life and into their zone.
Well, yesterday even, actually, one of the kids, when we were talking about the prodigal son, when we were explaining the little thing that we were going to be doing with him, the drama, we were asking them some of the lessons from it, and for some reason I always tend to focus on the son in the prodigal son story, but one of the kids was like, well, one of the themes is forgiveness. And I never even thought of it that way, as just as the father forgave his son, so we should forgive others.
It brings out some of the giftedness in them, and they can find out where they're talented and actually use it within the church. It's actually brought a few kids to the forefront that it wouldn't have otherwise happened.
I think it's also very good for the churches because they can see what the arts can look like in a church. And also, I think it's very interesting when we go to some of the churches and they see the Friday night show and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that kids can do that in a week. And I think it can focus some of the church's attention more on children and what can they actually do. These kids can tell the gospel, and they do it well.
They learned so much, art and music and the dancing, and we were really impressed with it. Their confidence level was built up, that they were actually on stage and excited about it, and they didn't have any fear of it, and we were just really impressed, and they loved it and looked forward to it.
What I really loved was it was just high energy and high motivation, plus a very structured environment, and the two just combined to create a very smooth week.
They were busy all the time, and they were working on moving and singing, and she made friends and never had a chance to get bored.
My daughter, even after the camp, for days the next week, my daughter said, I can't believe I'm not going to the camp. Can you believe this?
I think the price is right, for one, and I also think that it helps them develop courage to get up and perform or sing. It exposes them to make new friends, and also to hear the Word of God. It's awesome, and they light up hearing about stories, and then how it ties in with the music, and and all the activities. It just builds one on top of the other, and it's amazing.
These guys at Lamplight Artists know what they're doing. They've been doing it for several years. They know exactly how to get it going in regards to drama and music with the kids, and it will give them a fantastic week. Why reinvent the wheel? Call the folks at Lamplight Artists and let them come help you.
I had so much fun that I want to come back next year. I'm going to come back next year because this is really fun. I really like the camp and I want to come back for